So I'm a theatre director by training. This is my first movie. So the thing that really drew me to it was simply the news that Saoirse Ronan wanted to play Mary Queen of Scots. And she's an actor whose work I have admired enormously. And, you know, we've seen her grow up on screen, from Atonement right through to Lady Bird, which is so wonderful last year. And the chance to get to work with Saoirse, I think, was the main thing. You know, she'd kept the faith, I think, with it as a project for about 4 years before we actually got to shoot it. She was, I think, the age that Mary was when she landed on the shores of Scotland from France, when she said yes to it. And to keep the faith with that character for 4 years, I think, bespeaks something really fundamental in her connection with this woman and her connection with Mary and her identity. Margot, I was just a massive fan. And it was amazing to be able to say to Working Title and to Focus, this is the person who for me is Elizabeth I, to be able to, I flew out to LA, I'd never been to LA, I sat down with her and we sat in this cafe and I was like, I think this is what it is. And there's a kind of the weirdness of being in the sort of LA sunshine talking about Elizabeth I was rather extraordinary. But, you know, she has, I think, and you saw that in I, Tonya, a tenaciousness and a clarity of purpose and an ability to show how power is brittle, that is an incredible gift as an actor, and there's something of the Elizabeth in I, Tonya, I think. What we really wanted to do, Beau Willimon and I, when we were working on the script, and also Saoirse was really excited about this, was to get these two women to meet. Now, there's no historical record of that happening. Doesn't necessarily mean it didn't happen, but like generally if you ask any historian, they'll be like, no, it didn't, sorry. But there's a great dramatic tradition of it. So there's a very famous play called Mary Stuart, which is like a 19th century play, which is based on the whole idea of them meeting. And also, I was really interested, the Michael Mann film Heat, where you get Pacino and De Niro going head to head at the end of that movie, I was like, this should be like a Renaissance Heat. Like what the audience will really want to see is these two women go head to head. And how amazingly cool would it be to have these two great actresses of their generation in that room facing each other and playing what is a kind of brilliant dramatic scene. So in a way, the whole movie leads up to that moment. I hope what audiences take away actually is some of the wonder that I felt on set, which is here are two young women at the height of their powers, giving these unbelievable performances and actually reaching from their own centres into these Renaissance queens, these women who feel so distant and they make them feel so present. And as I start to see the movie on bigger and bigger screens, appreciating what that really is in a cinematic sense is truly exciting.
「隣り合う国に君臨する2人の女王メアリーとエリザベス」国をかけた陰謀が2人を襲う。
There is news. Your cousin Mary has returned to rule in Scotland. She is formidable.
My dear cousin Elizabeth, I hope we might meet in person, that I might embrace you. But ruling side by side, we must do so in harmony, not through a treaty drafted by men lesser than ourselves.
My dear cousin, let our nations cherish each other as we would, two kingdoms united. You would have me depose the sister monarch.
It is either civil war there or civil war here.
All I have done is try to unify this land. Do not play into their hands.
You would do well to watch your word. Your beauty, your bravery. Now I see there is no cause for envy.
But they're trying to usurp my crown. But I will be the woman she is not.
同じ立場で理解し合える唯一の存在。それでも運命が2人を翻弄する。
Should you murder me, and you murder your queen?
2人の女王メアリーとエリザベス。